Wham! Talk 1600. You're catching the drift. Conservative talk. Intelligent conversations on local, state, and national issues with Gary Wellings, chief editor of the Current newspaper and Current Online. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. And now, your host, Gary Wellings.
Hey, and good Saturday afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to catch our drift. Joining me in studio, Ipsy Ed Bonderenka.
Howdy.
How do?
I do fine.
You're probably doing better than me this morning.
Wow. We're actually on the air, and we have everything we need in front of us, including the Current newspaper. And, and nobody's going to guess that we were all hectic. There's not a clue. They won't figure it out.
You think?
No.
Yeah, you can see my sense of humor isn't as good as it probably should be this morning. But
hey, modern technology, you got it right.
I did.
That and a kid that's good to you.
I got a son who really impressed me today with being able to jump on my computer at home and get everything done.
Send you the show.
Yes.
Or we'd be going, I wonder who's going to call in.
Yes, well, so thank you there, my son. Good job. Well, what we do every weekend on The Drift is go to the news that we put on the dailydrift.com. It's
the news you need to know.
Well done.
Thank you.
And www.thedailydrift.com, news from around the world, across the globe, here at home, and just about anywhere else.
So, and into your eyeballs.
And nice. Well, let's take care of a little business before I lose further track of what I'm doing today. Springtime's coming. You're going to be swapping over from heat to air conditioning, and you can get some same-day service if something does break at AAA Service Network, 734-864-4340. That's 734-864-4340, or you can go to AAAServiceNetwork.com. That's AAAServiceNetwork.com. And you can get all kinds of coupons for water softeners, appliance repair, plumbing repair, heating and cooling, softeners. We all have issues with softeners. Don't wait till it breaks. Get it maintained. But check them out, 734-864-4340. Ed does a great job with AAA Service Network. He's got a lot of good qualified guys, so check them out.
There you go.
Yeah. So before we get into some of the meat of the show, I did see this morning that the Clintons were in town last night.
Oh, I missed that.
I think a lot of people missed it. They didn't show the size of the crowd. I don't think it was at the Fisher Theater. So was it a sellout? I don't know.
What was the purpose?
It's that crazy book tour they wanted to do. Remember the one they were trying to sell a whole bunch of people?
They're not discounted yet at Books A Million. Is that the chain down south, Books A Million?
I imagine. Channel 2, Fox, I like the personalities. I like the delivery. But it's a pretty liberal station, so they're always kind of gearing up. And so, they were all flowery about the Clintons on stage.
The Clinton gang.
And the few clips that I did see was Hillary just showing herself to be the complete hypocrite that most Democrats are. And so I quickly dismissed it. I was like, we're going to spend a lot of time about it? No, we're not going to spend any time. I really don't want to see her, hear her, or anything from Bill, either one of them again.
That word hypocrite, that's derived from the word hippo rather, the Greek, which means horse, as in hippodrome, and crit as a critter, like a donkey. So that word hypocrite actually means horse's donkey. So when you think of Clinton and you think of them being a hypocrite, remember they are a horse's donkey.
Well,
yeah.
Is that where they picked the donkey as their...
Yeah.
Because they're hypocrites?
Yes.
Wow. I bet you they weren't thinking...
Prove me wrong.
Well, speaking of hypocrisy, then let's just start right there, shall we? Because Democrats love their sanctuary cities, their sanctuary counties, their sanctuary states. They just love it, correct? And yesterday, late afternoon, I began seeing them on my Twitter feed, and I'm like, what's that coming out? And because I didn't see the news until later in the day. It was kind of a busy day yesterday.
Yeah.
And the president made a statement about taking, you know what, if you're not going to help and you're going to let these illegals come into the country, you know what, we're going to send all these illegals to the sanctuary cities. Which I think is quite appropriate, don't you?
Yep.
I don't want them. You don't want them. But if Ann Arbor, the city of Ann Arbor, wants them, let's give the city of Ann Arbor some. All you people that spend all that money on your houses in Ann Arbor, let's flood you with some illegals and
Like
see how
Trump's.
you like it, since you're the ones that keep voting for Democrat in this county. It's the reason we have Democrats representing us here in Washtenaw County, because all these people in Ann Arbor, they just, we're open. Let's really see. Put your money where your mouth is, and let's see you take in these people in Ann Arbor. What do you think about that?
Would you have the Trump audio? Because I don't want to quote him if he's going to say it.
No, it's actually just, we'll listen to it, and then you can quote him afterwards. So, Derek, do you have that first track ready? I gave it to you kind of late. Blame me. All right, he's got it. Go ahead and play that.
He's good.
President Trump on Friday said his administration is considering releasing migrants into so-called sanctuary cities, despite his own administration saying hours earlier that the controversial idea was no longer under consideration. Trump tweeted, quote, "Due to the fact that Democrats are unwilling to change our very dangerous immigration laws, we are indeed, as reported, giving strong considerations to placing illegal immigrants in sanctuary cities only. The radical left always seems to have an open borders, open arms policy, so this should make them very happy." The Washington Post reported Thursday night that White House officials proposed the idea on at least 2 occasions as a way to retaliate against Democrats who oppose the president's hardline immigration policies.
I like what I heard Trump say when he said, they can have them. We have an unlimited supply.
'Cause, let's be honest, our facilities are full. It's not the Border Patrol's fault.
No.
It's not Trump's fault. It's not the Republicans' fault. It's the Democrats' fault.
And a few Republicans.
And a few Republicans, yes. Well, I guess we can blame the Republicans when Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan had both control of both houses.
And wouldn't go nuclear.
It wouldn't go nuclear or wouldn't take care of it. So it is part of the Republicans' fault as well. But at this point, it's the Democrats.
And now
stopping it from
Elizabeth
happening.
Warren is saying if the Democrats get in, they're going nuclear.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, if they get the Senate, she said it's filibustering is a thing of the past.
Yeah.
You know, so let's just get the jump on them.
And it's exactly right, because if you perform the Trump agenda, which is our agenda, we voted for him for that agenda.
Yep.
They'd never lose again.
The
Republicans would never lose another race if you enact the Trump agenda and get everything that we've asked for, that we voted him in for. Give it to us, and we'll reward Republicans with unlimited amount of voting capabilities, right?
Yeah. What struck me funny, though, last night is we may not have this unlimited supply anymore, because I was watching Tucker, and the news came through just a little bit before that the Ninth Circuit had blocked pay attention, Alex, this is tricky. The Ninth Circuit had blocked a lower court ruling that was stopping Trump from pushing the immigrants back across the Mexican border to wait for asylum. So the liberal Ninth Circuit was actually siding with Trump. That was such unusual news. I had to Google it, and as I'm Googling it, yeah, that's right. That's what they said. The Ninth Circuit sided with Trump. So these talking heads are on Tucker's show, and this guy who's very well, you've seen him before, he's a border guy, he's been border guy for like 9 administrations or something, big bluff guy, and he didn't understand it. And he starts speaking out against, because you expect the Ninth to oppose Trump, and he was saying, once again, you know, the Ninth Circuit stands in the way of, wait a minute, I have to look this up again. Sherry and I thought we heard it right.
Yeah, well, that is confusing.
That was good news, yeah.
Yeah, and highly unusual. Let's take a call from Joe in Wyandotte wants to talk about illegal aliens. Go ahead, Joe.
What better place? It makes absolute perfect common sense. And to tie what Ed said together, exposes the Democrats as hypocrites than to send illegals who we know are going to skip their court dates and try and avoid deportation than to the sanctuary cities that the Democrats purposefully, willfully, and with malice of forethought to aid and abet illegals to avoid deportation than to send them to the sanctuary cities.
Yeah. Right now they come across the border and they get released near where they got caught. So they're released in El Paso. El Paso's overwhelmed. They don't have the facilities to handle all these illegals that are swamping their system. So I think it's an act of kindness for Trump to put them on a bus and actually pay the money to put them somewhere where they're welcome.
Yeah.
It's like an act of kindness.
Sanctuary cities were set up to coddle and take care of illegals. Let them live up to the promises they've made to the illegals. You want to coddle them, you take care of them, you pay for them.
Just keep an eye on them. Don't let them loose on the rest of us.
Well,
you're responsible.
Don't give me this crap about retribution, because Barack Obama bust to the heartland all kinds of Syrian and other foreign refugees purposefully as retribution.
That's how we got Ilhan Omar.
Yeah,
Right?
All the Somalis
Exactly.
in Minnesota.
Yeah, they naturally gravitated toward the frozen north because it was so much like their, climate they left.
Right.
Jeez.
All
Yeah.
right, well, thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Love you.
Thanks, Joe. Love you too.
Hey,
Bye.
wait. Who was that? Wasn't it Joe?
That was Joe.
That was rather short. Is it?
Hey, he's probably going out to have a nice lunch or something.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So interesting enough, it does. And to your point, I guess Donald Trump is now the most humanitarian type
Yes.
president around.
Yeah.
Right? Sending our illegal. Let's be honest. They're going to get released somewhere. Yes. Send them where they're welcome in a sanctuary city.
And why were all these libs saying, "Oh, that's illegal. He can't do that"? What do you mean? What do you mean you can't put him on a bus and send him somewhere? Duh.
We've been doing it.
Yeah,
Obama
it
did
was
it for
illegal
8
sending him
years.
back to Mexico until late last night.
They need to put the border barrier, wall, whatever, fence, whatever you want to call it, into place and keep them on the other side. And then you can apply for asylum at your leisure.
And get rid of catch and release. That's the big part.
Yes.
If we could do that.
Yes, absolutely. Let's take a call from Alex in Plymouth. Alex, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I know a guy named Alex in Plymouth.
Hey, Gary. Hey, Ed. Good to talk to you guys.
Hi, Alex.
I wanted to be a little contrarian here. The problem is, once you have all the illegals and they're either sent or migrate to the sanctuary cities and areas, when you have the next census, they count those illegals in the census, and those areas get more representation, in the U.S. Congress.
Yeah,
Hopefully that's going to stop.
Yeah, I don't really believe that Trump is going to follow through with that. But I think for him, in the art of the deal, for being the master of PR that he is, he made every Democrat
Cringe
and say, that's wrong, that's immoral. Hello, you are a hypocrite. You just exposed your hypocrisy. In one tweet, he made them all expose their hypocrisy. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi, you look like an idiot. Maxine Waters, Swalwell, all of them look like complete idiots now because they went ahead and said, yes, we love our sanctuary cities, we love illegals. Oh, but don't send them to my town.
Not in my backyard.
Exactly. Right? So it's amazing.
It's great political theater, but the ultimate goal is to secure our borders, build the fence, and enforce immigration law.
Now, what I wonder is, does this ruling that we heard of from the Ninth Circuit last night, is that end catch and release, that we can send them back across the border again?
I missed out on that discussion, Ed, but hopefully, if that's the case, we should keep them in Mexico or wherever they port of entry or whatever area that they cross from.
Catch and release in Mexico, yeah.
Yeah, mostly, yeah. I'm sure there's the illegals coming across the Canadian border, but you're not seeing the number that we see here.
They just need to put a big amusement slide back to the other side of the border and let them up and then let them slide back into Mexico.
You can tell the ones that come over the northern border, they always go, So.
Well, I think a big trampoline would be good, or a little mini catapult.
The catapult was in my mind.
Trebuchet. Yeah, it's a trebuchet.
What else you got, Alex? Anything?
No, just a great show, and love listening to you guys. And I'll just turn off my part and listen to you on the radio.
All right. Thanks,
Good
Alex.
hearing,
We'll get you on again soon, too. Take care. Bye.
Okay. Bye now.
Yeah, so their hypocrisy, highly exposed. They did it to themselves, right? But before we get to the end of the hour,
man.
I know, it's just flying, right? We want to talk about the sheer ignorance that the Democrats are showing.